we're staging for another half hour of nitro-fueled NHRA talk. It's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts with Marty Huff and 10-time NHRA winner Doug Herbert. Brought to you by Hercules Tires. Now, here's your hosts, Doug and Marty.
This is The Straight Line on drag racing. Thanks for being here for our half hour of horsepower. Appreciate you being with us. Big news coming out of this weekend's events for Coletta Motorsports. Troy Coughlin Jr. tells us about next year with Coletta, and J.R. Todd joins us to talk about his sponsorship extension as well. The burnout is complete, and we're set to launch another edition of The Straight Line. Wherever you may be, coast to coast around the world, this is The Straight Line on drag racing on MRN.com. Along with four-time IHRA Top Fuel champion, 10-time NHRA national event winner, Doug Herbert, I am Marty Huff. We got lots to talk about. Big news coming out from this weekend's event, like I said, in Dallas. And so we'll talk about that here in just a moment. But on the telephone line with us right now is the newest member of Coletta Motorsports, who will be driving a Top Fuel dragster for Coletta Motorsports. He is Troy Coughlin Jr., and he joins us right now. Troy, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, and congratulations on the big news.
Hey, thank you very much, and I really appreciate the great opportunity of coming on the show.
Well, tell us a little bit about what's going on. I remember seeing last year you got licensed in a Top Fuel car over at DSR, and now you end up over at Coletta's. What happened? You did the flip-flop there.
Well, it's amazing how many moving pieces there are in the industry, as you all know. But, I got licensed in February and just kind of kept falling in love with the class of Top Fuel and decided to start speaking with Jim Oberhofer and the group at Coletta Motorsports, and we got a limited time schedule going for next year.
Cool. Have you guys figured out how many races you're going to be doing yet, or you're still working on putting that together?
We haven't quite nailed that down yet, but we are working on it as we're trying to get enough to run the full season. So we haven't really named that 100% yet, but the goal is definitely to get out there for all 24.
Right.
You talked about the family type atmosphere, and obviously you come from a big line, long line, historic line of drag racers. But when you went over to Coletta's and started talking about maybe getting a deal done for 2017, you mentioned the family type atmosphere there. Was that one of the reasons why you decided to go with Coletta?
That's a major reason, really. There's such an awesome group of people that really share the love for drag racing and the love for competition, and it's an absolute honor just to be a part of it. But yeah, that is a major deciding factor for me, just because of the family type atmosphere that they possess, no doubt.
Yeah, Jimmo's a great guy. He's one of my best friends, and so that's neat to get a chance to work with Jimmo. Jimmo's fun, but I'll be careful. I'll warn you in advance. Don't make Connie mad, because he gets, his nickname is a Rad Man.
Good luck with that.
That's what I hear.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, tell us about the difference for you hopping from the top dragster and Pro Mod cars and some of the other cars you've driven to the Top Fuel car.
Well, the Pro Mod car, the twin turbo car, the way it went about itself on the racetrack, it's similar to the fuel car. The dragster is just much more dramatic because of the horsepower, for sure. But it's definitely an adjustment. It's a longer car, and the Pro Mod car was shorter, and it definitely has its differences, but it's all boils down to how well you can focus and drill your attention to the task and just paying attention.
And you get that opportunity in Super Gas, where you've been a champion in Division 3, also currently in Super Comp and being the points leader there. You have to leave on time. I mean, that is a cutthroat. All of those are very cutthroat divisions. So do you feel like that you bring a little bit of an advantage driving some of those cars in the past?
Well, I mean, yes and no. It's got both sides of the coin, but yes, because of the amount of laps I've been able to make, and the more laps you make, the more times you see this thing happen and watch it in your mind, the more concrete it becomes and the easier it is. So that's an advantage. Now, the the disadvantage of those classes is it's so much slower and so much less power. So where the jumping in the fuel car, it's just a major change for the feeling wise.
Troy, what's it mean to you to have the opportunity to go out there and do this? I mean, you're getting in top fuel class is pretty rare air. All of your super gas buddies are going to be a little bit envious of you now. You know.
Well, it's a major honor because I love the history of drag racing and top fuel. Is that it's forefront indeed, and it's just it's hard to put into words, but just the opportunity alone to enter a race with such a great group like Coletta has got us and me mainly stoked. I can't wait.
When we think about the Coughlin family, mainly we're talking about door slammers. Your dad is the current reigning Pro Mod champion. Your uncle Jake Jr., obviously a five-time champion just in Pro Stock alone. Mike, John, mostly we're talking about door slammers here. So what possessed you to want to pursue Top Fuel?
Well, when I was younger, I was watching guys like you, Tug, and always just had a love for dragsters and saw old videos of my grandfather, Jake Sr., racing Top Fuel and the alcohol ranks, and just wanted to do something different. It's really neat. I like being different.
Yeah, that's good. I know your grandfather's car. A good friend of mine, Billy Williams, ran that car for him a little bit, and he's had a long history in Top Fuel. So, man, we're excited. I hope you get out there and you're with a good bunch. The Coletta guys are really good guys. Jimmo and Jono and Nikki and Jim Riolo, Rob Flynn.
I'm extremely lucky.
Yeah, you got a good bunch of guys over there. Going to have a good time and hopefully go out there and win some races. I know you're aiming for obviously getting a win in Top Fuel, but maybe the rookie AAA Road to the Future award too. That'd be something.
Well,
great to grab.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no pressure there. I mean, considering that Doug won it, JR won it, and Dell won it. All at Coletta's. So there's absolutely no pressure there, TJ, to win the Road to the Future award.
Yeah,
yeah, that's for sure. But I'll probably be putting the pressure on myself because without pressure, it's almost meaningless.
Yeah, right. And this is not like your first time to the drag strip either. I mean, you kind of understand this this is not something that you're new to. I mean, you've won championships, the Lucas Oil division, and so the pressure kind of comes along with the job, right?
Oh, absolutely. I actually enjoy it. I use it to my advantage the best that I can.
Troy, are there any tracks in particular that you're looking forward to running at that you haven't been able to run at in the past?
Probably the West Coast races, like the Denver and the Seattle and Sonoma Swing. That's a dream come true there. I've always been able to go and watch as a kid, but to compete in it's going to mean the world.
Yeah, and we are definitely looking forward to you being there, Troy. Congratulations, first of all, on being able to make your dreams come true. Like you said, you've been dreaming about Top Fuel dragsters and watching your grandfather and others and do this. This is a great opportunity. We're really happy for you, and we're also wishing you good luck when you start up and fire up in 2017. This is going to be something special to watch, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, I greatly appreciate the great words, and I definitely encourage everyone to chase their dreams and run them down and get them. It's a lifetime of opportunities, and it's going to be a great time.
Yep, he chased them and he caught them, and that was that's the most important thing. Troy Coughlin Jr. joining us on the straight line. He's going to be driving a Top Fuel dragster with Jake's sponsorship on it, but they're also looking for other sponsorship as well, and going to try to put together a full-time season. Do you remember your first trip down the drag strip in a Top Fuel dragster? I mean, because you obviously went through the alcohol ranks and then.
Oh yeah, I remember. I raced the first time down a drag strip in a Top Fuel dragster was at Bakersfield in 1990, getting in the car and getting ready to go and seeing. I had to have some guys sign my license, so I had Eddie Hill and Kenny Bernstein and Jimmy Nix. I mean, they were standing there at the starting line to watch me run and sign my license. So pretty cool. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool. I remember it. And, I'll there's some things you don't ever forget, and that would be one of them.
Yeah, no question about it. And a really great opportunity and a really cool, like we were talking about, when you talk about the Coughlin family, you're thinking about door slammers. So it's nice to see something a little bit different. It's going to be kind of throwbackish, but it's going to be kind of new to see a dragster with a Jake sponsorship on the side.
Well, going in there, I mean, Corey McLenithan had a Jake's car a couple times. There's been a few of them, but
yeah, right.
And then back in the old days, obviously with his grandfather, I mean, he ran. I think he drove it a little bit, but then, like I said, I was telling him, my buddy Billy Williams ran it, and I know some other guys ran that car. Ran actually his. He owned the car back in the day, and these other guys ran it. So, that's it's pretty exciting stuff. And he's in with a good bunch. Coletta guys, Jimmo and Doug and Connie and JR, Dell. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
Like, they're really good.
Yeah,
and
they know their stuff.
They're friends of mine as well. I mean, they're good guys.
Yeah.
Which that'll help him get up to speed in a top fuel car. I mean, it's it's a lot different. And I know those Pro Mod cars are expensive and stuff, but they're lucky they got in with Coletta, because Coletta knows, I'm sure is prepping them for what it's going to be, because top fuel cars eat money a lot quicker than any other. They eat a lot. They eat a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure they'll know what they're getting into. So that's what they're probably out doing, trying to find other people to come in and dump some money in, so his name's not the only one on the car.
Yep, and I'm sure with that connection, the Coughlins and Coletta, that somebody is going to take a look at that and want to be a part of that. So we're looking forward to seeing how that happens in 2017. When we return, we'll talk a little bit about what happened this weekend at Dallas, and we'll also talk to another Coletta Top Fuel dragster driver, JR Todd. Has some exciting news that came out just a couple of days ago, and a sponsor extension. So the money's coming into Coletta Motorsports, and everybody's going to be able to look forward to a good 2017.
Well, they already had the money. They just got more money coming in.
That's very
Connie,
true.
this is Connie's hobby. He loves racing nitro cars. So now they just got more money coming in, which makes it even better.
Yeah, it does take a lot. So we're going to talk about all of that coming up more on The Straight Line.
This is The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. More coming up right after this.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
Dale Jr. here. I wear Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans for any occasion. With new styles and great fits, you'll look good and feel comfortable no matter where you are.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans are designed to keep up with you no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you, so you can go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable all day long.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans, the most comfortable jeans you will ever wear. Try on a pair today.
Wrangler, be comfortable.
O'Reilly. A dead battery can leave you stranded, so get yours tested for free during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Need a replacement? Purchase a Superstart Extreme or Superstart Platinum battery and get up to $25 in O'Reilly gift cards after a mail-in rebate. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now here's Marty Huff and Doug Herbert.
Big thanks to Troy Coughlin Jr. for joining us on The Straight Line. And taking a look at what happened this weekend at the Texas Motorplex, Antron Brown is basically wrapped up another Top Fuel Championship with a win at Dallas, 150 over Doug Coletta. I believe all he has to do is get through round one, and no matter what Doug Coletta does, he will clinch another
150-point lead. I mean, there's only 160 points available left. It's pretty much over. And what can you say? Antron Brown has done it. I mean, they got it done when when it came down to time they had to. And with Mark Oswald and Brian Karate, Antron does an awesome job. That team's, man, they're tough.
Yep, and what all this came down to was second round when Antron won it up against Doug Coletta.
That was it. That was for the championship.
And basically, that was for the championship right there. Antron throws down a monster run. Jimmo and the guys got the Mac Tools machine down the racetrack in 376.
Not bad.
Normally, that's going to win you around. Not this time. And that was the big telling point right there. Then all he had to do was just keep.
Yeah, so
doing
it's all
what they
over
were
except
doing.
for the ladies singing on Top Fuel. And Funny Car,
Wow.
Caps is still leading. Tommy Johnson 3 rounds back, and Hagan just over 4 rounds back. It's not over there. Caps is in a good spot. I'd rather be in Caps' spot than anybody else's
Got that
spot.
right.
But Hagan jumped back up in there, which he was kind of out of it. And now he's back in there. I think it's pretty much down to those 3 cars. So they're all DSR cars.
Yeah, well, 1 through 4.
Right.
So it's basically, unless a miracle happens, a DSR sweep of the Nitro ranks in 2016.
It sure looks like it. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Top Fuel, I think almost certainly. Funny Car, when the top 4 in points are DSR, man. That's pretty stout.
Yeah, it's been a only one race has been won in the countdown by somebody other than a DSR car, and that was John Force here at ZMAX Dragway. So, I mean, that just kind of gives you a pretty good indication. And right now on the telephone line with us is the driver of the Sealmaster Top Fuel Dragster, and he will be the driver of the Sealmaster Top Fuel Dragster through 2017. An announcement just made that J.R. Todd and the Sealmaster people have come to an agreement, and they will be on the side of that car for all of 2017. And I'm sure a big relief for those guys. And on the telephone line with us right now is J.R. Todd. J.R., thanks for being with us. Congratulations on the sponsorship announcement, and that's got to be really good news for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I've been saying from day one. It's been a blessing being part of the Coletta gang. It's keep saying it over and over. It's more like a family that they've welcomed me into, and Sealmaster, they've pretty much been on board the same amount of time that I have, starting out as an associate sponsor, and watched them grow to this point. And it's been cool to be a part of that, and I'm looking forward to 2017 already.
Well, a Sealmaster deal is looking good, but also going to the semis at Dallas, not bad. I mean, the car's coming around. Just, I'm a Doug Coletta fan, and I was like, shoot. Not that, I mean, and Antron's my buddy too, but I was kind of hoping, I was rooting a little bit for Doug, and I was kind of bummed when I'm watching the races over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we're all pulling for Dougie. He's one of those guys. He's way overdue when it comes to a championship, and there's nobody out there more deserving than him. And I was thinking, the way they ran all season long, that this might finally be the year. But once again, both of us ran into Antron Brown, and he's tough when it comes to the countdown. And our Sealmaster car, I mean, it ran really well all weekend. We hurt some parts along the way, but I definitely thought that we had a car on Sunday that could go the distance. And our early numbers against Antron, I mean, we were going to run 69 or 70 against him, and
Wow.
He ran 73. So I mean, we definitely were trying a little harder than I'd say what the track was given. So we probably should have, looking back on it, should have tried to run 72 or 3, and maybe it'd have been gone our way, but it just wasn't meant to be. And we're headed to Las Vegas, somewhere in the past that we've run really well, so we can go there and turn on some wind lights. And we're not going to win the championship, but we definitely can finish in the top 2 or 3. So that's a realistic goal for us now at this point.
What's the rest of the team look like for 2017? Obviously, we got the sponsorship coming back. You're coming back, and how about Rob Flynn and the rest of the team? Does that also look good for those guys?
Yeah, it's all good. Rob and I talked, last week, and he said he had to sit down with all the crew guys, and they're all excited about next year. And they're all at this point, wanting to come back and be part of that Steelmaster team. So that's good on our part, and we're adding 2 more cars, so we're definitely going to be looking for a few more crew guys along the way. It's definitely an exciting time for Coletta Motorsports as a whole.
I was going to ask you, JR, so adding the other Top Fuel car for Coughlin, and then what's the other car, the McLeod? McLeod car? Yeah, so between adding all those cars.
The McLeod car with Paul Lee, I believe they're looking to debut there in Las Vegas next weekend. So like I said, it's an exciting and busy time to be a part of this group and watch them expand. And adding the cars, it's in the beginning, it's a lot of work and time consuming, but I'd say in the end, it's definitely it's going to do nothing but make our team bigger and better. And that's what we got to do to be able to go out there and compete with those DSR cars.
How are you going to mentor TJ for next year? If any plans for that? Or are you just going to let him mature as the seat time grows?
He's got one of the best in the business as a mentor, and Doug Collette over there. So I'd say if he's got any big concerns or questions, I mean, he's the guy to go to. I feel like I'm still in the learning process as I'm driving. So whenever I have questions, I go to Dougie or Dell or whoever just to try and make myself better. But no, it's for Troy, I've been in his shoes before. You got kind of that nervous anxiety, just ready to go, and you just got to tell yourself that you're going to make some mistakes along the way, but all of us there, we're there willing to help him out, and we're not going to let him fail, that's for sure. So it'll be a growing process, but I have no doubt that he's going to be out there competing at a high level, and he'll win some races for sure.
What do you guys got in the works for finishing up this year and going into 2017? You got anything extra, Ken, of whoop ass you can pull out? We need something a little more.
When it comes to the rap, man, you never know. It's day to day, whatever pops in his mind that he wants to try. But like I said, we ran really well there in Dallas, and we always run well in Vegas. And depending on, I'd say, how we do on Sunday there in Las Vegas, and there's probably some things that we'll test on Monday after the race just to get ready for 2017, unless we tear up a bunch of stuff or we go late rounds there on Sunday, which I hope we do. But either way, I'd say one of the cars will be running on Monday, just trying out some parts and pieces to get ready for next season.
Yeah, because you may not be able to win the championship, but boy, you can make it miserable for somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, Antron, Dougie's not out of it by any means. But for us, we just need to go out there and turn on as many win lights as possible, and we want to finish as high in the points as we can. We picked up a spot in Dallas and moved up to 7th, but like I said, looking up at the cars in front of us, realistically, we're not out of the running to finish in 2nd. So
sure,
2nd through 8th are all within reason for all those cars that are still in the hunt, and I think I saw that once Antron qualifies in Las Vegas, that 7th and 8th are mathematically eliminated. But we're just going to go out there and try and qualify as high as we can and turn on as many win lights as we can those last 2 races, and hopefully at least finish in the top 5. That's my ultimate goal.
Well, JR, you're with a good bunch, so go out there and turn some win lights on. You got 2 more races to get done for this year.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're coming up on the last 2 races here. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago that we were just getting the season started, but it's flown by, and the countdown definitely didn't go as expected for our Steelmaster group. I think that there at one point in the summer we had one of the best cars on tour. I just wish that we could take that part of the year and move it to the countdown and see where we're at this point. But either way, it's hard to beat Antron when he's going to final rounds at every races. So we definitely got our work cut out for us moving on to next season.
Well, JR, thanks a lot. Good luck, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, Doug. I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on.
Driver of the Steelmaster Top Fuel Dragster for Coletta Motorsports, and he will be for this year and through the end of next year. That is J.R. Todd. When we return, we will wrap up another great edition of the show.
This is The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. We'll have more for you right after this.
O'Reilly.
A dead battery can leave you stranded, so get yours tested for free during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Need a replacement? Purchase a Superstart Extreme or Superstart Platinum battery and get up to $25 in O'Reilly gift cards after a mail-in rebate. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Join the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Get the latest news and exclusive interviews from the biggest names in the sport.
One thing, don't take yourself too seriously. Don't worry about people judging and just...
Hear the thoughts and opinions from NASCAR insiders.
Look at what he's been able to do with the Wood brothers since they returned to full-time competition this year. Now, obviously...
It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday evening at 7 Eastern on the Motor Racing Network.
Dale Jr. here. I wear Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans for any occasion. With new styles and great fits, you'll look good and feel comfortable no matter where you are.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans are designed to keep up with you no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you, so you can go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable all day long.
Wrangler Advanced Comfort Jeans, the most comfortable jeans you will ever wear. Try on a pair today.
Wrangler, be comfortable.
Welcome back to the Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here's more with Marty Huff and Doug Herbert.
Thanks to JR Todd for joining us on the Straight Line. Speaking of contract extensions, easy for me to say, yesterday it was announced that Alan Johnson and Marathon Petroleum Corporation announced an extension of their sponsorship through 2017. So good for AJ.
That's a great thing. Alan Johnson, his business is he runs gas stations and convenience stores, so he has some pull with those guys, and that is great because to see Alan Johnson. But for those of you listeners and viewers that don't know Alan, he is a great human being.
Right,
he's just a great guy, super nice guy. For him to be out there racing, you know what? He's an asset to the sport of drag racing.
Yes. Well, he's an asset to the human race,
right?
And he's an asset to pro stock racing and NHRA in general. So we are really happy for Alan Johnson as he'll be back for next year. Taking a look at the pro stock,
Drew Skillman pulled one off over Alex Laughlin. I mean, pretty much two dark horse entries. You wouldn't expect to be talking about them both in the final and having Drew Skillman win that race. But great job by Drew Skillman and his team pulling out the win, jumping up to 6th in points.
I tell you what, Alex Laughlin is second final in the countdown. He's won one, and it's his second final. This is a guy that's really ramping up their program for next year, and a guy that's going to be one of the guys to watch in pro stock next year. Now that everybody's kind of started to squeeze down a little bit, and they've caught KB Racing, for the most part. I mean, the championship,
the pro stock
is over.
Championship is pretty much over. It's coming down. It's either Jason Line or Greg Anderson are going to win the championship this year, but. Man, the other cars are jumping up. Last week we had Vincent Nobile and then we have Skillman and Laughlin jumping up. So could make it interesting in pro stock next year.
Yeah, no question about that. And that's good for the division because right now they need all the help that they can get. So new blood coming in, winning races, getting into finals. That's great. We were talking during the break. I don't know whether I want to give Jerry Savoie a hug or kick him in the butt. He had a real opportunity to get within 20 points of the Harleys and really make this interesting, and then he leaves a day late, and it's just it's frustrating.
Surprising for Jerry. I mean, Jerry's on it pretty good. Jerry has the desire to win and to get beat on a pretty bad hole shot in the final. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to not like Jerry. He's a likable guy. He's a neat guy.
For sure.
But man, the Harleys just continue to steamroll the competition, and the bike championship's not over, but it's all but over.
Yeah, and there's still some opportunity there, but boy, Savoie had a chance and just couldn't get it done. Right. Big thanks to Troy Coughlin Jr. and to JR Todd for joining us. So for everybody involved, including Doug and Robbie and Daryl, I'm Marty. We will talk to you next week on The Straight Line.
You've been listening to The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Tune in again next Thursday at noon Eastern on MotorRacingNetwork.com and the MRN app. The Straight Line is the show for drag racing fans and is brought to you by Hercules Tires. This program is also available on demand at the MRN.com Media Center, or you can download it through iTunes or Stitcher. The Straight Line is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.